Good evening, everyone. This is Donzo here. Today, I will be having a guest on my channel. Uh, Would you like to introduce yourself, uh, Oscar?
Okay, my name is Oscar, and I watch soccer as well as you.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Uh, That's nice. Thank you, Oscar, for introducing yourself. Today, we will be, as you can see here, we'll be doing an introduction and uh, also questions, and following up after the questions, we will be doing a conclusion. And in that conclusion, we will be talking about specific soccer players relating to the North American region. As I proceed, we will now talk about the questions. So, um, our first question will be, what uh, made you, Oscar, interested in the sport of soccer?
Then Hazard.
Okay, I see. So the sport helped you, feel really positive.
Yeah, it touches you and just gives you entertainment.
Yes, yes, I totally agree. Uh, Soccer is a really good sport, and it's really can be uplifting too. And you can work out and really get fit, and always when they score goals, it's very positive.
For
Mhm.
sure.
Yes. For me, uh, I like to add that in the sport, I really liked when I watched the games, and for me, yeah, it was really positive when I saw people score goals, especially when I saw them wearing those cleats. Man, I wanted to go to the store and buy them really fast. So yes, very positive and uplifting at the same time. Okay, uh, let me just so and also to add to that, as I got a lot older, I realized the game changes, but uh, you know, the nicest thing about that is you get to see even more positive uh, during the after more and more things change. So yes, uh, great things can happen during change. Uh, so question number two, like I said again, is, what is your favorite soccer formation? Uh,
4-2-3-1.
okay, I like the 4-3-3, though there are, like you said, there's different variations out there, and it can always suit different teams. But may I ask uh, again, like specifically, was it like you saw it on like a different, like, a team or something, and maybe like you liked it or something? What made it appealing to?
It was mostly I'd say because it's more of a fluid attack.
Hmm, yeah. I guess for me, I like the 4-3-3 style because it's, well, it's basic. Though,
Yeah.
I mean, there's other styles that help, because sometimes like in a 4-3-3, it doesn't always work, especially when they're like putting a low block down on you, and you
Yeah.
you have to open the door to get more space on the field. But 4-3-3 is a good way to start. So yeah, okay. Uh, Let me just Okay, number three. Uh, what is your favorite soccer team?
Chelsea.
Okay, I I definitely would agree. That is a good team.
First,
I would say my favorite soccer team, because I do have a lot of favorites, but just if it was a number one, I would just say my favorite soccer team probably would be based off of what I've seen for the last couple of years, would just be like like you said, it would probably be the Chelsea team. Though if yeah, that's just pretty much that's what I'd say for now. For now, I mean, everyone sometimes has the change of favorites here and there, but I'm gonna have to go with the Chelsea team, Chelsea
that's
FC.
like your all-time favorite
Hmm?
throughout the years.
All time favorite. If it was all time favorite, I definitely have to go with either. Because my first team I think I really started liking was Manchester United, but after looking at it a couple of times, if it was the second all time, I would just say something like probably a team in France, PSG. So that's probably my second.
Oh, okay.
Though when I was a little, I was like younger, I was basing this stuff on logos. So I really wasn't looking as much in the team
Oh, okay.
than the play. Yeah, so I mean, I was just basing off the jerseys. I was like, you know what, I better go buy one of these things. So yeah, uh let's go to the next question. Question number um 4, which would be um what is your favorite soccer position?
Hmm. I'd probably say winger or something. What about you?
Okay.
I don't know. It really depends.
Yeah, for me, I would say I like attacking midfielder. Though, like you just said, uh, I I would say winger is one of my favorites also, but mostly attacking midfielder because at least you get a better view of everything, and
And
you
you're more
always
free.
yeah. Go ahead.
You said that you said with the central attacking mid, you're more free.
Yeah. You're more free and movement, and you can see what you're doing. Because when you're a winger, you can always have come into uh, a space where the defender is looking at you, and then you have to turn, and then whether you're fast or slow on the turn, they can always take that ball from you. So, but yeah, I mean, but attacking, that's my favorite. So yeah,
That's good to know. I didn't know
yeah.
you were into attacking.
Mm, yes, I am. So the last question, we're just gonna go into the last question here is for those who are looking to place, not sorry, not play, watch, soccer, what would you recommend?
As in like actually like physically playing or watching it.
Just watching TV.
I'd say get ready to be emotionally wise, because either a team can disappoint you very badly or get you really excited.
Yeah,
It goes because as a Chelsea supporter, I've gone through every emotion. So
yes, I can definitely agree, Oscar. Yes. Uh, uh, for everyone watching, it can be an emotional game, but I on my end of things, I would totally recommend that. Meanwhile, you're watching, stay positive, and also uh, take just take a quick look and try to learn a couple things. If the team lost today, I would totally recommend looking at maybe why the team lost, and maybe think about how that team could improve, and hopefully afterwards maybe the team you wished could have won the game will improve. You never know. Well, I'm okay. So we have gone through the questions now. So now we are gonna go to the conclusion. So today, I made things interesting. So there are two players we are going to be going over, and then we're gonna wrap things up from there. So the two players we're going to talk about is uh, Conrad De La Fuente and also um, uh, uh, Derek Cor Cornelius. So I'm going to start off with Conrad De La Fuente. So I guess for some of you who've either you watch U.S. men's soccer or have heard of him maybe overseas. He plays the forward, not forward, I mean forward winger position on the left hand side sometimes, and then he can also play as an attacking midfielder, and he has basically played for three clubs. So during his youth years, he played for Barcelona, and also he's played for Marseille, which is in the league, French league, first division, and also he has now taken a loan, and he has moved over to Olympiacos, which is in the Greek Super League. So he is basically over there in Greece trying to get better as he is currently developing to become a better professional soccer player. So I'm just going to go over what I've seen thus far. So from what I've seen thus far is on the general side, he basically has he's one of the first Americans to come and play for Barcelona. Besides him, there was Serginho Dest, which some of you guys probably already know. And then also, again, he has a loan, and he's coming from the French league, from the team uh, Marseille, and then he also his free agent is Messi's brother, Rodrigo Messi, and he is a U.S. citizen. On the technical side of things, he is very clean on the ball, which just means he is not, having any, problems dribbling, and he can move quickly on the dribble, and he can accelerate past defenders, which a lot of players you see these days do when they're really good on the ball, and uh, and and can pass and switch and move. And also he is good with less space. So if you are thinking about, okay, I have a ball right now, and I'm just dribbling around, well, he probably, if it was maybe a guy in front of him, if you watch him play, he's very good with getting close to people and trying to get past them. So that's another nice thing about his technical ability. The final ball quality I'd like to mention, though, there is, I would say, in my opinion, there can be some improvements on his final ball, though. From time to time, again, there are times where he does seem to go a little bit in and out of position, though he does have good recovery speed, which makes him very good on the side of that uh, field wherever he is during that time. And what I mean by recovery, I mean that he can use his athletic ability to move back and get back into space where he's supposed to be. Then again, he still needs to finish his chances when he gets the ball. So when he shoots, he can enable himself to score or either get himself a chance with one of his teammates to pass and get an assist. Yeah, I would like to also mention, folks that are listening, it's not all about the numbers. It's also about how these players are impacting their teams and also what they can improve on as any professional. Uh, as I so I'll continue. So, anyways, the next thing is his his basically his physical you know side. So he is 5'8". I wouldn't say it's super tall, but he has a lot of um, strength. Again, like I said, strong athlete, strong soccer player, and he is really good with this, his speed. So that is really one of his best attributes in the game. So, like I said again, the weakest I think attribute is the stamina, because sometimes when he's running along, you see him come back and he has to run back into position, which is good. I mean, he still can come back, but over time it's gonna start wearing that player out, and eventually it's just one thing leads to another, and you can't keep on running back and forth all the time. So I think stamina is another part of his game he can work on. But besides that, like I think I mentioned the technical, but now I'm going to talk about the tactical. Sorry if I said uh, switched it, but anyways, so his grasp of the system, again, he's an attacking midfielder currently right now. Back in where he used to play, he was doing the wider position, the winger uh position, but again, now he is playing at Olympiacos, and now he generally moves uh from the left side a little bit. I wouldn't say all the way to the left, but sometimes you can see him on the left where he's uh currently attacking from, because you could always, again, folks, you can always come from whatever angle, but you still have to come into a space where you're allowing yourself to get enough time to on the ball. And sometimes you might be wondering, well, okay, I'm positioning myself in all these directions. I mean, still passing is good, but I just highly recommend that if that's something between you and your coach. So if the professionals do it differently, I don't think it means you have to too. But yeah, like I said, afterwards, he has a good read of the opposition, but sometimes like I said again, he's caught out of position, and he possesses good recovery speed. He's very flexible though, because again, not a lot of people go back and forth with the winger position and then go with the midfielder position. Some people just stay up front and don't go all over the place. So he's a flexible player. Uh, I don't know what other roles he can play, but it seems like he can be flexible in different positions. And the last two I'm gonna go over, and then I'm just gonna go back to this. The summary is he his mental ability is, he's just like he's basically like a stealthy rock. What I mean by that is he's so firm wherever he is. he can go by people. Yes, he can go by people, but the thing is, he can uh, basically be really stealthy about it. And I don't want to say that he's like really, you won't hear him, but I'm sure if he gets past somebody and he runs back, and it's like, well, uh it's got to be something stealthy when you're going back and forth and you're trying to run, because you're looking for that ball all the time. Uh, so leadership, I would say he just arrived at this club. It probably, maybe he probably does have a say here and there, but again, I wouldn't say it's from what I've seen. I mean, these things change, and I don't think a lot of us have seen a lot from him, because sometimes he is starting and then sometimes he's not starting. And also, it's not like he's every game he started 90 minutes. So that's a totally a different story there. But I'm sure he's getting a, maybe not as, I would say he's, you know, getting the captain an armband right now, but I would say he's getting a little bit of, probably a little bit of roles here and there in leadership on the team, or just getting experience. And then uh, like under pressure, uh, uh, that side of things, from the mental side of it, I would say he is, he's very calm on the ball, and he seems to know when to react in different scenarios, and he has at times created opportunities for him and his team. Though again, it's a lot of things where he has to work on finishing and just uh, basically trying to get a lot of chances for him to assist. So I'm just gonna go down the summary now. So and I almost forgot one more thing. Uh, the defensive side. So his tackling ability, basically, it's just he needs to improve on just committing more, I think, and maybe he'll get more balls and get more chances to take off with Olympiacos at the time. So again, summary. So the summary is, after watching uh Mr. Conrad for some time, I think he shows some promise and some flexibility, but needs to just improve on positioning and work on stamina. So I don't want to leave you out of this, Oscar. So I, if you have any opinions, let me know.
I mean, yeah, I'm looking at his stats, and for the national team, wow, only 3 appearances shows he needs improvement.
Yeah, I totally agree, Oscar. And uh, I just like to say he did do some youth international team duties here and there, but again, like you just mentioned, 3 appearances. Uh, yes, I guess there is some room for improvement. So
Yeah, because he has the same number of appearances like right now with his team. He only has 3. He has
yes,
12% of the minutes and just 14% in the starting 11.
yes,
It's
all right.
so
Yeah, I mean, again, it's more like he did have a good time with Barcelona for a while, and I totally get that there probably was a lot of uh joy with that, but then he had to make the move to the French league, first division, and then afterwards uh he had to go to Olympiacos. Though Olympiacos, in my opinion, uh, isn't actually, I would say, it's one of the best teams in the Greek Super League, because there are other players that have come there uh, and done a lot of things, great things for the club. But again, I wouldn't be so surprised if he started making a breakthrough in 2026, just because of how young he is. And again, he just probably needs improvement. Okay, so I'm just gonna move over and get to Derek now. Uh, so Derek Cornelius. So if you got, if any of you guys are into Canadian men's national team soccer or just Canadian related soccer, he was on the youth squad for a couple different times here and there on the men's national team for the Canadian side, and then I he did get uh with the senior team here and there. So again, Derek Cornelius, so he can play center back and also he can play forward. And it's actually very interesting because the thing with him is that he played forward for some time, but he had to make uh again a switch to center back. So it's interesting that that is possible, but again, flexibility, I would like to say, helps in soccer stuff. So he plays right now in Greece. He's on loan from Vancouver Whitecaps, a team in MLS, and also at the age of 19, not 19, sorry, 18, he played in the Serbian Super League for as a youngster. And again, like the club notes again is just he did a lot of uh stuff to get the transfer and well, really not the transfer, but the loan over to uh, uh, the team he's playing, and the team he is playing for. Uh, Oscar, do you wanna say the mention the team?
Yes, he plays in Panathinaikos GFS.
Okay. Uh, anyways, like I said, he plays in the Greek Super League, and again, he does have a free agent. Not no, no, sorry, he does have an agent. He's not, but again, he is under agent right now, ladies and gentlemen, and right now he is working with Access uh, um, Sports Management, uh, and his technical. We're just gonna go over the technical ability. So his technical ability is he is very clean on the ball. Again, like I said, he's just no sloppy ball mistakes, just him, regular dribble, all that stuff. And he tries to pass the ball and I mean that he tries to do safe passes, uh, though he is good with less space. So like he basically still can do a lot of things where he's using his feet and there's probably not a lot of room. So he can do a lot of good with that, less room. Uh, and also his final ball quality. So his accuracy is actually pretty sharp, I would say, just because of all the consistent minutes he's been getting, because he's been really getting a lot of consistent minutes at the time, full 90s for just a lot of times this year as he uh, so yes, as I was saying, uh, Derek's accuracy with the ball is sharp, and it leaves a lot of people like me wondering what he can improve on. So again, he just needs to improve on committing when he is around other opponents and trying to get that ball back so he doesn't uh, allow the opposition to take the ball and uh, score. So again, that is just the defensive, or as I like to call it, the tackling ability side of things. So uh, on the tactical side, I mean, and I just mentioned the technical side, he is currently playing center back for Panalikos, and also he generally moves to defend from the left-hand side, and uh, sometimes he is slow to react in certain situations, which is normal for some defenders because some coaches like players to be really fast on their feet. Though again, I just the same like how I looked over what Conrad De La Fuente was doing. These are just I'm looking at the most recent matches. I'm sure all of you guys have probably been looking at these guys for longer periods of time than I have, but I just like to look at the current what's current right now just to get a better view because over time they're probably going to get better and better and better. So again, um, he possesses good reaction time, and also he has the knowledge to swift into the wide areas to get space, so he can try to get balls over either to the left back or whoever he's trying to provide the ball to, so they can get the best chance of getting the best space at that time. And also, he is a good soccer player that can uh, on the field, uh, play multiple spots. Like I said, he can play the center back role and the forward position. And physically, he has a good, uh, you know, uh, strength wise, he's pretty much has a lot of strength for a soccer player. And also he is 6'1", so he is, he's basically like 6 feet and you know over 6 feet basically. His best attributes, I would say, is his form and stamina, because when you're a defender, you have to do a lot of form. Footwork is one of the best things you can do if you don't have the speed. Though I would say also his stamina is good. Like I said, he may not be the quickest on the ball, but at least he can keep up with them, which I would probably say is maybe one of the reasons why he's doing so good at Panalikos right now in the Greek Super League. And his uh, mental focus is basically, he's a firm rock in the back. So I don't think he's not really going to be that shaken, I would say, from what I've seen. Though he can read match situations in a quick way. And also, I would say just because he's been there uh, for quite some time now, though he is on a loan. So I wouldn't say he has a lot of leadership, though things can change. But for right now, I would just say a little bit, maybe, but he probably does have a say because of all the minutes he's been really getting. And I'm just saying, if you look online right now, folks, this guy has played a ton of games that are going the full 90, and I'm not gonna say how many, so I'll just leave that when you look online. I think you'll be very surprised on how many games he's gotten a full 90, even though I mean people do have that one good year, but you never know, maybe this will continue and become a trend in the next couple of years if he ever gets a chance to stay in the Greek Super League or this team. But again, it depends on his contract and what the loan probably is, has in store for him if he has to come back to the MLS. Though I probably don't know as far as with the loan it has, and what also other things can go behind the scenes if the contract it can be changed, and if the Vancouver Whitecaps want to sell him and allow Panalikos to buy him for a permanent contract. So I'm just gonna go over his composure he again went under pressure. He seems calm, and he has quick reaction time to try to make that different difference on the field, and he reacts at different times and during different situations, whether it's moving back or moving front, to the front a little bit, because sometimes as a center back you have to move up, and then sometimes you have to move back to adjust with the team you're dealing with, so you can open the space, and then you have to come back in, and it's a lot of things. But even though if you're sitting back, it's it's different. There's some center backs that like to move up the field, but again, it's not a lot of people. Some people don't like it because, again, if you do move back so many times, it kind of may be a very big indicator that you're looking to start moving, and it's not always going to happen if you trust the athleticism side. I mean, I'm not saying this. If you're strong and you're fast, there could be some opportunities. But again, a lot of people like it. Well, I wouldn't say like to. I mean, it's soccer can be very technical at times. Is in specific situations though. But again, it helps when you have a good understanding of the game. So again, totally recommend talk to your coach. Okay, so I'm just gonna go to the summary. So he, after watching Mr. Cornelius, he, for some time, uh, he has shown promise, but needs to work on his speed if he were to improve even more in the Greek Super League for Panalikos. So, yeah, that really summarizes those two players. And I also like to mention that these two players do can represent well, they have Conrad De La Fuente has represented the United States, and Derek Cornelius has represented Canada. So that's very nice that these two have been able to compete in CONCACAF. So I'm just going to go into now we're just going to start going to the conclusion, and we're going to start wrapping things up. So Oscar, any thoughts?
Honestly, I think Cornelius. I think he's a better player in a center back role, but because it shows that he was also convocado for the World Cup with Canada,
Mm.
but he never played.
Mm. Yeah, so I guess there's some improvement he has to do to get up there for 2026.
You can definitely go for it.
Yeah. I mean that's a really a lot of improvement.
4 years
From
of improvement, yeah.
Yeah, I mean you get all these 90 minutes, and I mean again, Canada, it looked like they had a really good shot and trying to get out of the group stage, though that first game against Belgium, yeah, I'm not sure what happened on the penalty, but again, a very promising player over here we're talking about. So yeah, hopefully maybe he can have a breakout season again by time 2026.
I mean, yeah, he has 4 years, and if he doesn't improve in those 4 years, and he's playing what in the MLS, he's not gonna go to the World Cup.
I mean, again, you never know if he starts getting MVP awards and Player of the Month and all that stuff, and the accolades start growing. Because there was a lot of MLS players on the Canadian side, but again, yeah. So I mean, again, anything can happen. It's soccer, but yeah, definitely some new faces are appearing over on the Canadian uh in uh national team, and also in the club level too as well. So we're just gonna go again to wrap things up. Like I said, so Oscar, if if um if like I said, these two players here, would you which one would you want on your final starting lineup
I don't
for
think I would
game
take
one?
either.
Okay, okay. Do you
Yeah,
want yeah.
no, I wouldn't take either.
All right. Uh I mean I if I were like if I had to work with one of them, and I mean if let's just say my player was injured.
I mean, yeah, maybe I would take Cornelius, but not the other guy.
I mean, and Cornelius could be, maybe he could be like a backup. What do you think?
The reason with Cornelius is because he's tall
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, the height gives you an advantage.
compared
Yeah,
to the other guy.
yeah. I mean, yeah, Conrad. Yeah, yeah, he's gonna probably need some improvement to, in the positioning area. But yeah, same thing. I'd probably take Cornelius. If it were me, depending on it, I could either take him as a backup or either if it's to that point where I have to use him as a starter, I'll use him as a starter and just try to see if I can uh hopefully guide, get the win. So yeah. Uh, all right. So again, I'm glad to have you here on the channel, Oscar. And
It was a pleasure being here.
yes,
Thanks for
and
inviting me.
yes. Thank you, Oscar. And to everyone who was able to watch and enjoy the video, and to others who are still curious, please uh, like and subscribe. And I hope that all you guys have a nice winter break and are able to enjoy the next coming days of uh, the break. So I will hope to see you all soon. Okay. Uh, bye.